Hey, it's Kevin DeWitt here. Welcome to the next video in the Setting Up a Home Music Studio course. In this video, we're going to talk about upgrades. So upgrades, this is something that everybody does through their entire life. You know, we never stay stagnant. We're never happy with what we've got. We're always looking to buy something new, get the next latest, greatest tech that comes out, or the next greatest toy. You know, we live for this stuff. And, you know, I'm not any different from anybody else. I love buying new kit. It keeps me active in the studio, it keeps me inspired and moving forward. It also takes a lot of my money. So assuming that you have followed along this course from the start, you know, you may have started out with the bare essentials, and as your skills grow and move through times, you're going to feel that maybe a piece of equipment or a piece of software or something's either missing or it's falling behind your skills and you're not getting out of it what you need. You can't advance any further forward because there's some limitations in what you're using and things like that. And obviously that is a good sign that maybe it's time to start looking at upgrading some equipment or some software, or looking at adding some stuff to your home music studio to get you inspired to move to the next level. Now, as a sort of indicator, the other obvious one is that sometimes we can get a little bit bored in our studio. Things get a little bit mundane. You do the same thing day in, day out on every song, and you're just feeling a little bit flat, and you're sort of drudging through the day thinking, what can I do now? Sometimes a new piece of software, a new piece of kit, new plugin, something like that can create that excitement and inspiration to try new things and just get you back from that dullness and working hard and inspired to move forward and continue on. So there's nothing wrong with doing that as long as you can afford it. Now, there's a common sort of problem going around at the moment. It's probably been around for years, but it becomes more prevalent now that everything is so accessible to us. And they refer to it as an acronym called GAS, which is Gear Acquisition Syndrome. So basically, as things become more affordable, things become more available, and we keep getting things shoved down our throat with emails every day of this new plugin, this new product and stuff like that, people just continuously keep buying, and you know, we have credit and everything else, so hey, I'll just add another plugin, what's the deal? So it is a condition that you sort of need to be aware of. You know, everybody jokes about it and things like that, but you know, certain people do have tendencies to potentially become addicted to buying this stuff. You can get tricked by great sales. You know, there's some plug-in manufacturers out there, I won't name names, that do sales almost every day. You know, the latest plug-in for $29 here and here and here and here and here, and it comes in every day, every week, every weekend, and sometimes it drives you insane, like it drives me insane. But for other people, it can also be, oh, I want to grab that one. Oh, I want to grab that one. And while $29 sounds great for that one plugin, if you buy one every day, you can imagine, I'm not going to do the maths here, but you can imagine how much you've spent in a month. And if you do that every month, you're going to have spent an extreme amount of money on these plugins. And at the end of the day, you might have actually been able to buy all of those plugins cheaper by saving up and buying one of their bundles, you know, and that can be a common sales tactic. So we do need to watch out for that sort of stuff, and you need to obviously watch your budget and control these sort of things. Now, my recommendation with upgrades to anybody, other than, as I said, for inspiration or to get some life back into you when it comes to this sort of thing, is to make sure that you have learned everything that you have in your current system. You know, don't go out and rush out to buy the brand new plugin because some guys, you know, uses it that you know, and somebody famous wants you to buy this product. Make sure that your skill levels are at a level where you know what you're doing, you know how to use each of the plugins, because let me tell you, there is no magic bullet with these plugins. Okay, if you don't know how to use an EQ or a compressor properly and you're not getting the right sound out of the one that's in your software, buying another one is not going to be the solution, because you're probably going to get that and still get the same bad results. So my recommendation is always spend a good amount of time with what you already have in the software that you own and learn it. Learn it, experiment, try every feature, every knob, every control, learn everything about it. Try every technique with it. You know, even if you find a technique and somebody's using a particular plugin to do that, see if you can emulate that or get it as close as possible in the software you have. Now, there's a good chance you can. There will be certain things you won't be able to do. You know, there's going to be some certain features like vocoders and robotic sounds and things like that that you're not going to be able to do with standard plugins if you don't buy these specialized plugins. But other techniques you should be able to simulate close enough with the software you already have. And then on top of that, I recommend that you start thinking about, okay, if you are looking at getting some stuff, put them in some sort of priority order. And my general preference is always get something that you don't already have. Don't go and get a brand new EQ to replace an existing EQ unless there's a fundamental problem with that EQ. But if you don't have a pitch correction tool and you need that to pitch correct some vocals, well, obviously that should be number one on your list of purchases to buy. If you need, as I suggested, as I said, some sort of robotic vocoder tool or something like that, because you just need to get those sounds in your vocals because you're doing music that relies on that and you don't have it, again, put that on the top of your list. Demo everything you can, okay? Trial everything you can. Just because somebody loves it and they're selling it on YouTube and telling you how great it is and this is the best you'll ever find, you may actually hate the way it works and how it functions, and you just think, no, I can't work with this. But if you've already bought it, it's too late. So I always suggest, even if there's a great sale, try and do a demo, even if it's a 5-minute demo, just on that day of the sale, just to make sure that you give it a quick try before you go and purchase. Because once you purchase it, there's no giving it back. They won't take it back. They won't refund you the money. You're basically stuck with it because you bought it. So make sure it's the one you want before you buy. And keep an eye out for sales. You know, these software manufacturers have sales all the time. So that's why I'm saying create a list of what you think you want to buy, whether that's hardware, software, whatever. And just keep an eye on sales. You know, if you can wait for Black Friday sales and things like that, then great. You might get some great bargains and save yourself a ton of money through the year instead of rushing out to buy stuff. And the other thing I like to do with my hardware especially, and sometimes software if you can do it, is to sell the old gear. So unless you're somebody that really wants to collect gear and keep it for years and try and, create a collection, a collection item or something like that, then my recommendation is if you get an upgraded piece of gear, something to replace something else, always sell the old one. Even if you just get $100 back or something like that, that's still money in your pocket. That's reduced the cost of your item down. Now, I've actually bought upgraded equipment before and sold my other stuff. Sometimes I've made money. I've actually sold them for more than I spent on the new piece of equipment. So it's like basically like buying upgrades for nothing. And that can be fantastic. And that can happen with software. Sometimes a manufacturer will come out with a new bundle and you might buy the bundle and you can sell the licenses for the old software and end up getting either the same amount back or all of it back, or more even sometimes. Just check with the manufacturers that they do allow you to sell the license keys and that they can actually transfer them from you to somebody else, because some of them won't let you. And especially if they're attached to some sort of bundle, they just won't let you do it. So make sure you check that before you try and sell anything, but always look to see if you can sell any old software, plugins, or hardware. All right, so similar to the previous video, there's so much out there, I can't go into great detail of all the individual items and what's out there, but obviously just keep it in mind, it's something that you're going to go. I just wanted to give you a brief overview of this concept of where you could go and why, and my thought process around upgrading stuff in my home music studio. So if you do have any comments or questions, please put them in the comments. If you want to ask me about anything like that you're thinking of buying and you want to get people's opinions or my opinion, please do ask and we'll try to help as much as I can in that regards. Hopefully it's been helpful. Thank you for watching and I will catch you in the next video.